Hey everyone, Jeremy here. It is Tuesday night and we're going to create some art. It's going to be awesome. First, I want to apologize. It has been about a week, a little bit over a week, because there was Thanksgiving before that. Since I've done a live stream, I know that my goal here is to do two of them like a week. And last week I just couldn't. There was like a family illness and I had to take care of somebody. So I do apologize for that. I will I would like to say that they're doing all better now. So yay, that's awesome, and we can get back into doing these live streams on the regular now. So that's pretty cool. I am excited about tonight because it is the first time in about a week and a half that we've done a live stream, and I'm looking forward to it. Um, I see kids already in the room, so great. Let's just jump right into it. Um, what I wanted to work on tonight is I'm starting to get into the Christmas spirit. It's been really tough. Like I said, it was Thanksgiving, and then there was an illness in the family that I had to take care of. So I really hadn't been feeling the vibe, but like now that they're all better, I'm starting to get into the Christmas spirit. Um, so what I thought I'd work on tonight is kind of like a snowy deer kind of thing, kind of like a white stag slash deer. You can see how I've already sketched out where like a deer is going to be. I want to give it kind of like this look of like it's out there in the snow and things like that. But we'll see how it goes. That's what I have in mind. But mostly, I want to catch up with you guys because it has been a minute. Hey, Kevin's in the house. Cool. Um, yeah, so hopefully you guys have been well. Bourbon heals all. Isn't that the truth? This is how I sanitize my insides. So good, so good. Yeah, honestly, I haven't even drunk bourbon all week, so maybe it's been good for me. Um, so the first thing I want to do with this picture is I've done some charcoal pictures in the past where I kind of like start off with kind of like blocking in some form, massing in the form, essentially. So I think that I'm going to try that approach, but here with this white stag, I want to kind of do it with a white pastel. So the way I'm going to do it is I've already kind of like used some sandpaper and kind of sanded down some white pastel. So I'm going to take that and, well, not with this brush. I'm going to use this other brush because it's softer. I'm going to use that to kind of kind of just dust in where I think the deer is going to be, and I'm gonna use that as my approach that I usually do in charcoal with the blending stump. So that's my approach. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I mean, man, it has been a minute. I think the last time I talked to you guys was the 2 days before Thanksgiving. We were all excited about the Thanksgiving weekend. I'd love to hear how everybody's Thanksgiving went. Mine went pretty well, all things considering. And a nice smoked turkey. It was pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, man, it seems like that was a month ago, to be honest. Crazy days these days. But we're in the Christmas spirit now. I do like I do like some of the wildlife that comes out during the Christmas spirit. Uh Christmas spirit, the Christmas season. There is a like kind of a like the people around here would know what I'm talking about when I say the Southern Lights at the horse park. It's a really cool, like they put on this huge display of like lights all through the park. It's a nice little driving tour. You get to see all these beautiful lights. But what I really like about the Southern Lights, and I'm planning on doing it again this year. I try to get out there whenever I can. But they also have like this petting zoo, and they bring in all kinds of different animals. And sometimes it's like your garden variety, like they have some deer in there. They have some like I don't know, like emus, llamas, or whatever they're called. They have those, and then every now and then they get like an exotic creature. So they'll have like a kangaroo in there. Um, it's pretty cool, but they almost always have reindeer and camels, and it's a real treat to go out and. I heard they have a capybara. I've never heard of that. I don't know what that is. A capybara. But yeah, like they do have some pretty exotic animals sometimes. It's pretty cool. It's not like I get to see camels or deer all that often. So it's a real treat to go out there each year. And then there's this other thing I go to. I'm not like a particularly religious person, but I do go to this nativity thing. that they have at a local church where they recreate the story of Bethlehem, and they have a nice petting zoo there as well. So, one in some way, shape, or form, I'm going to see a camel this year somewhere, um, which is exciting for me. I love camels. Camels are the best. Like some people don't think so because they do kind of spit on you and stuff, but I think they're the best. I think they're awesome. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, I mean, like as far as like nativity scenes go, they are really good. They dress up and kind of reenact the entire story of um Bethlehem and all that stuff, and they really go all out. So like their manger actually has like animals in it. It's pretty cool. So even if you aren't particularly religious, the theater of it is pretty cool. So capybara, you're just making up words, Kevin. Stop it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a capybara is. I I first read that as chupacabra. I'm like, no, they don't. They do not have chupacabras there. That would be awesome. Somebody should put together like a menagerie of mythical beasts. So like actually take a like a goat and dress it up as like a chupacabra or something. That would be funny. Or like take a horse and add like a horn and turn it into a unicorn. PT Barnum it a bit. So again, what I'm doing is it's just powdered pastel, but I'm really softly like putting in some of these areas with my brush, kind of giving us a little bit of form to work with. We'll add some detail on top of this later. I just want to kind of like figure out where everything is, figure out where the lights are in this. So like in my mind, there's like a moon glow on this reindeer coming down. I'm gonna call it a reindeer. I don't think it's technically a reindeer. I think it's like just a white stag. I don't know the difference. I'm not a zoologist, but I had to Google that, Kevin. World's largest rodent, bigger than a cat, kind of looks like a groundhog. I'm gonna have to Google that after this now, because if they have something neat that I have never seen, I'm on that. I would love. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go to the horse park this year, and I'm gonna shoot some video of some animals. The weirder, the better, and come back and then draw them. I think that'd be fun. Last year, when I around Christmas time, I took a couple of weeks off just for the holidays. I don't think I'm gonna do that this year. I'm kind of in the mood to create art, so I don't think I'm gonna take that hiatus like I did last year. Because like I think I took like a 2 week hiatus, and it was I wouldn't call it painful, but you do get kind of out of the habit of doing it. I want to get in the habit of doing things like this past week has been rough, not being able to draw. So it doesn't look like my video's glitching a little bit. I do apologize about that if it continues to glitch. Sometimes it does that. But yeah. But hopefully, but kind of like a Roas. I don't know what a Roas is. I think you guys are making things up. But hopefully you guys have had a good post Thanksgiving time. I know that it's like shopping season for a lot of people. Yeah, they're getting all those gifts together and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. It's nice to be out there spreading the good cheer this time of year. You got the bell ringers at the supermarket. The what is that? Is that the Salvation Army? But that's always nice. The one at the Walmart near me. I feel like they're putting on some theatrics. So the guys that have like the arrows and they spin them around and they do all the like crazy stuff to kind of like promote a business or something like that. That's what they're doing now. So like instead of just ringing the bell and asking for like donations for Christmas or the holiday season, they are out there dancing basically, and it's kind of entertaining. I don't know if that guy's like a regular, like if this is just something that they're doing now, but that's pretty impressive to me because I can't really dance. I mean, I try to dance. I can pretend to dance. I think I can dance. I think I'm good at dancing actually. I'm not. Really not. Hey, Rome's in the house too. Cool. Rodent of unusual size from Princess Bride. Okay. Okay, now I get it. All right. Sorry. I completely forgot about that. I knew you guys were messing with me somehow. Yeah. They hang out in the fire swamp or whatever that was. That's such a good movie. I might watch that again this week. That's such a good movie. Have you tried piracy? All right, so I think that's looking pretty good. Just to get us started, kind of like this little smoky feel. I think when it's all said and done, I'll come back and add a little bit more to it, just to really reinforce that smoky feel. I just want to kind of get in some details in here real quick, just so that I know where everything is. I'm going to start with like drawing around the eyes. So I am using like a pastel pencil, but for this you can really use like colored pencils. You can use for the smokiness. You can do that in colored pencil as well. It's easier if you do the pastels, the powdered pastel, but you can use a combination of both. So you can do like powdered pastel, spray it down with some fixant, and then come back over it with pencils if you want. But yeah, I'm just doing the low hanging fruit here of using pastels all the way through it. But I think it'll look cool. So whereas everything's kind of smoky now and it doesn't really have any kind of like detail or like kind of dimension, kind of anchoring it in. That's what this part here does. So you just kind of come back over this. This is a great way to like mass in a lot of area really quickly, so that you can add these details over it without having to draw like every single like individual hair, for example, in the fur of this animal. But I think this will be a pretty animal when it's all done. When's your dad gonna come on and draw with you? Hey, when do you guys want him to? Because like he has already said he would, and we just whenever, whenever you like, I do whatever you guys want. So like I am here at your service. So like you want to see me draw a deer, I draw a deer. You want to see me draw with my dad, I'll bring my dad on. You know, how about that be like a Christmassy thing? So like I'll bring him on, um, maybe next week or something. That'd be kind of cool. And we can both do like something Christmassy. I like that idea. There you go. I'll put him on next week. Appreciate the suggestion. But no, I'm here for you guys. Whatever you guys want me to do. You guys want me to draw with a pen? I'll draw with a pen. You guys want me to draw with a I don't know, prick my finger, draw in blood? I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do anything. I'm just kidding. Anything within reason. But no, absolutely. Yeah, my dad's been, ever since I said that I'm going to start doing, co streams and stuff like that. He wants to be on that list. And I think the only thing that's really stopping us is like working out the technology of it and stuff. I need to get him set up so that he can stream on his end, or maybe we'll just sit together like side by side. Then I can work that out. I've got enough cameras. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, I'll get him on the air. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to put him on a like like I'm gonna have to give him some rules of things that he can and can't say, because like you guys ever see I was big back in the day. So like on Twitter, I guess it's called X now. There was a shit my dad says account where he would just like log all the crazy stuff his dad said, and then they ended up making a TV show out of it. It was short lived. It had like William Shatner in it and stuff. That's basically my dad. So I'd have to like be careful of what he says, because like I don't know the shit my dad says. But nah, it'll be great. It'll be cool. Yeah, I'll have him on next week. We'll pick something for us to draw, and now he hasn't drawn in many many years. He used to be really really good at it, and he probably still is. But I just wanted to, you know, give him a little bit of a disclaimer. It has been a while, so he's a little bit out of practice, but I think he'll put together something really cool for us. But yeah, it'll be a Christmassy theme. That'd be cool. Hey Lorraine, how's it going? We're just doing like a kind of like a snowy white deer kind of deal. I mean, it's not really a snow deer. It's just it happens to be white on black paper. But I think it'll match the spirit of a snow thing. I didn't want to paint tonight. I wasn't really set up to do any kind of like painting. I wanted to do a drawing, and I wanted to do something Christmassy. And the problem is when you draw something Christmassy or something of like the winter season, it should be in color. You know, it really should be in color. Um, so I was thinking like, how can I draw something that's not in color and still make it look kind of cool? You know. So that's how I ended up with this concept. But I think it'll look cool. I like I like doing wildlife in black on black paper with white pencils. But yeah, hopefully you guys are, you know, it's a little early. It's still only like the 10th of December. The other thing is you guys missed my birthday. My birthday was last week. Um on Wednesday. Uh Everybody in my family has their birthdays in December for some reason. So my dad's birthday is the 5th of December. Mine is the 4th. So I was like an early birthday gift for my dad. And then my older brother's, his is the 11th. So his is tomorrow. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Ron. So my older brother, his birthday is tomorrow. And then I have a niece whose birthday is in December. I have an uncle whose birthday is in December. It's just basically like I have a couple of cousins whose birthday. It's just crazy month. And you know, I always thought like whenever I mentioned that my birthday's in December, people were like, "Oh man, you know, you have to like, you know, celebrate your birthday like around Christmas. That kind of sucks." And I'm like, "No, not at all. Like when I was a kid, my birthday was in December, so that means that all the cool toys were in the stores, you know. They were all stocked up and everything. I love December birthday. Yeah, it kind of falls in with the holidays and everything like that, but you know, it's not bad at all. The thing I didn't like is because my birthday was 1 week away from my brother's birthday. We had to share birthdays sometimes. So like if we ever had like a birthday party, um, I remember they used to do birthday parties at like McDonald's, and I remember having a birthday party at McDonald's one time. It was our birthday party, so it was like I always had to share with my brother, but it's all right. He's okay. If you're gonna share your birthday with somebody, I guess you could do worse. Now that we're older, we just basically go to the bar. So like, you know, we go to the bar. All the three of us actually, me, my dad, and my brother. Um, we just went to the bar last night. And we're playing darts. It was a lot of fun. I haven't played darts in forever, mostly because I'm not very good at it. So play darts with me, you might end up getting hurt completely by accident. It's not like I'm aiming for you. If I aim for you, I wouldn't hit you. I'm just terrible. Hey MJ, how's it going? Hey, I appreciate all the. I wasn't fishing for birthday compliments. I was just, you know, letting you guys know what was going on and stuff. But I appreciate it. Happy birthday to you guys as well. Like whether it's early or late, you know, whenever your birthday is. That's what that's my stock response whenever somebody says happy birthday. I just say happy birthday to you too, like early or late, whichever it is. Because like everybody's got a birthday. Not everybody like celebrates their birthday. You know, as you get older, you start like, it's just another day and stuff. I mean, birthdays are really for kids, but I think that everybody should like kind of like honor the day and just kind of like, you know, don't let it go. Don't let it pass unnoticed. You know, you don't have to like make a big deal out of it, but you know, respect yourself and you know, honor the first time you were born. Not the first time. I mean, you only get born once, but like whatever the saying is. And enjoy your birthday. That's all I'm saying. It's like celebrate your life. There you go. That's what I mean to say. Celebrate your life. You know, people complain sometimes about their lives and stuff like that, and they're like, I don't, you know, I'm not feeling it or whatever. But the truth is, you know, you should be happy to be alive. Life is good. Sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes it's not all that fun. Sometimes it's boring. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing with your life. Sometimes it's not going to work out. Sometimes it's stressful, all that stuff. But, you know, whether it's a good or bad experience, it's still an experience. You know, you still gotta honor being alive because it is better than not being alive. There you go. So celebrate your birth. And you know, different people do it different ways. Like I said, the more I get older, the less I care about like celebrating my birthday by myself. I actually really enjoy um, celebrating. Like when I was a kid, it used to upset me that I had to share a birthday um, party. But now that I'm older, it's like, hey, this is awesome. Like let's all get together and stuff like that because you know, I do like hanging out with my dad and my brothers. I didn't always get along with my older brother. I still don't always get along with him, but we get along pretty good these days. And it's nice to it's nice to be around family. And just says, nice looking buck. Thanks. I appreciate that. I really do like to see these animals develop on the paper. It's a lot of fun for me. I don't know if you guys remember those old Kodak like you know Insta cameras or whatever. You take a picture and like the little thing pops out and you have to shake it and stuff to the like Polaroid picture. Yeah, there we go. That's what I meant to say. Um, that's kind of how I feel like these pictures go. You know, like they start off pretty rough and then you know they start developing. Or you know sometimes people call it rendering, which I think is a good term for it. You start rendering the image on the paper. And I mentioned this sometimes, but like I just got struck by this sense of just like being in the moment type thing that I just wanted to capture that and relate to you guys. There is something very therapeutic and meditative about this, where you know you're scraping your pencil across the paper and it's leaving a mark behind it, and it's like you know something starts to develop out of it. It's just like it's so relaxing. Um, it's so in the moment, like this Zen kind of thing where you're just in it. You know, you're in the flow of it, and I love it. It's like this is gonna sound silly. Actually, this is gonna sound kind of a little cruel, but it's not because it's you don't harm the chicken. But uh, you know, I live in Kentucky. Most of my family is from like South Carolina, so I have a bit of redneck roots in me. Um, so I've been around the farm. I've been around animals and farm-like animals and things like that. We used to have chickens, and somebody, I think it was my dad, it could have been somebody else, taught me how to hypnotize a chicken. And it's like, why would you ever hypnotize a chicken? Well, just because you can, right? So, like, if you take a chicken, and like, let's say that Geppetto here is the chicken, right? So, like, if you take a chicken and you lay him down, and you have its head off to the side, you can take a stick and you can just go like this in front of the chicken repetitively, all right, over and over, okay, and eventually that chicken will go into like a trance-like state, like literally hypnotized. Is the most fascinating thing because like I thought it was bullshit as a kid when somebody showed me, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, let's hypnotize the chicken. But no, it is 100% correct. You can do it every single time. It will always hypnotize the chicken. It just works. And um, it's kind of weird. I liken drawing to hypnotizing a chicken because this is the only channel where where you will hear that drawing is like hypnotizing a chicken, but it really is like it because you're scraping your paper, your pencil across the paper, and you're really kind of hypnotizing yourself. It's a form of self hypnosis where you're like relaxing yourself. Um, I've mentioned before that like you know Zen monks and stuff when they draw the like little you know like shapes and stuff inside like rock gardens and sand gardens and stuff. It's the same deal. It's that repetitive motion over and over again, and you just kind of get drawn into it. I don't know why I use the. I don't know why. I don't know why I liken it to hypnotizing a chicken, but tonight I'm going to use that as my analogy, and I'm going to stick to it. But it really is like hypnotizing a chicken. That does work. If anybody ever comes across a chicken, like, hold up, chicken, I want to hypnotize you. And it's kind of funny. They stay in that trance state until you kind of like make some sort of sudden movement or like snap your finger or do something to kind of shake them out of it. They're like you literally have them like basically sedated. But yeah, I mean it's the same deal. Like just drawing these lines across the paper, especially when you're doing fur and you're doing like a bunch of lines all like in one kind of like area, all facing the same direction and stuff. It is really kind of cool. So that's kind of why I like doing this stuff. I mean, it is very relaxing. I have never been in a bad mood or agitated while drawing pictures. Like even if the picture isn't coming out right, I might sweat it a little bit. Like, man, I really wanted that to look better. Um, but I've never been like really angry or upset or anything like that. So, like if you have anger management issues, like if you do get upset a lot, like you get irritated with things, draw pictures. Like especially if you spend hundreds or thousands of dollars in therapy for anger management or something like that. We all seen the movie with Jack Nicholson. Like if that's your thing, if you're angry all the time, take up some drawing. You'll feel better. We know what Jeremy does when he's not painting. Yeah, I hypnotize chickens. I'm gonna regret this later. I know I am because like that's such a redneck thing to say. Yeah, I hypnotize chickens, but no, it's kind of fun. It surprised me like the first time I was able to do it, and I'm like, man, that really does work. Yeah, we used to have a whole bunch of chickens and stuff. My we didn't live on a farm or anything like that, but these little small animals and stuff, my parents really enjoyed having chickens around. They had goats for a while. Um, But like goats, anybody who's ever had a goat knows that they just eat everything. So like you don't really want to have goats. But no, they had goats. My grandmother, on my dad's side, she had all kinds of animals. She had a whole family of goats. She had all the chickens and all that stuff. But she also had peacocks for some reason. Like she actually raised peacocks. I always thought that was weird because like honestly, outside of my grandmother's house, I have never seen peacocks ever, like at a zoo or in the wild or anything, or maybe at the zoo. I don't know. But yeah, my granny, I call her granny, had peacocks, and it's kind of cool. So yeah, I was around a bunch of animals growing up. When I was a teenager, I used to my buddy's grandfather owned a farm, so I used to volunteer to go out and bale hay. Which, if you have hay fever like I am, like I do, you don't want to be baling hay. But that was my thing. I would go out during the summer for that 4.25 an hour. That's what minimum wage was back then, so he had to pay us that much. But I would go out and bale hay, and that is a workout. That's a lot of work. And then later on, I actually worked at a farm for a little bit where I shoveled like cow pens, like actually like poop and stuff. Sometimes up to your ankles. So I have spent I've put my time in on farms. So like I know I don't really seem like the kind of guy who would be like that, but oh yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, I missed in here that you weren't feeling well, MJ. Yeah, I hope you feel better as well. Um, yeah, it's that time of season. Everybody's under the weather. Yeah, sorry about that. I should pay attention to the chat. I get lost in like reveries and stuff. Um, but yeah, like most people wouldn't guess that. Looking at me, like I'm a nerd. I spend a lot of time on computers, things like that. But yeah, no, I love being active in like I love being around animals. I love being around nature and so on. So like absolutely, I've worked on farms. I enjoy farms. Now that I live in horse country, I love horse farms. Just the smell of them, the look of them, all of that stuff. It's just really up my alley. Not so much the shoveling of pins or anything like that, but I'll do anything just for fun. I don't know if I would want to. I wouldn't want that to be my day job, taking care of animals so much. I always thought it would be kind of neat to work in a vet office, but honestly, I don't think I could take it. Like, people's pets passing away, things like that. I don't think I can handle all that sadness. Peacock and food, cat food wine. Yeah, peacocks are cool. Like, they're every bit as like what you see. I don't know if you've never seen one in person and stuff. When they spread their plume, I guess. I'm like jazz hands. When they spread their plumes, it is actually a sight to see. It's very beautiful. They're beautiful animals. Like literally, like they peacock around. So yeah. How are we doing on time here? I got to keep track of time because I got like a lot to cover here. But no, it's yeah, like I don't know how I get on these tangents and stuff, but yeah, I mean, I love that kind of deal. Maybe if I ever retire and stuff, I would love a farm. I would love horses, but horses are expensive. It's not so much the horse themselves, like I mentioned this before. It's not so much the horse themselves that are expensive. It's all the vet bills and stuff because like they are constantly trying to kill themselves. They are they have all kinds of intestinal problems and just like sick all the time. And then, so much maintenance and everything. I mean, but if I had the time, I had the money, if I was retired and that's like what I'm doing is just taking care of the horses, I would love to have horses. It'd be cool. I wouldn't mind having like a little deer farm. Do like a little Christmas menagerie or something with my little deer. That'd be like jazz hands. There we go. Jazz hands. Yeah. In addition to drinking probably too much bourbon, I also drink too much coffee during the day. So sometimes I get like a little like excited when I'm on here. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody who knows me, like in real life, like in person, um, I always have like either a cup of coffee or, I usually only drink alcohol at night just to kind of wind down from the day. And it's probably because I drink so much coffee throughout the day that it's helpful to me to wind down with alcohol. Um, but yeah, I am rarely ever seen during the daytime without coffee. Coffee is my real vice. Like if I didn't drink coffee, like say I skipped it on the weekend because I slept in late or something like that, and I forgot or whatever, I will get headaches from like the lack of caffeine. And when you drink that much coffee, you should really quit. I don't know how to though. I really don't. I have cut back. Um, I know that like if I want a decent night's sleep, I have to stop drinking coffee after 3. But that's how much of a like an addict to coffee I am. It's like I'm like, oh man, it's 3 o'clock and I just got to cut that coffee off and stuff. And I noticed that I cut it off. So like, you know, I respect people who deal with like real addictions. Whether it's drugs, alcohol, cigarettes, whatever your vice is and stuff. I respect that because I know that if I don't have coffee, I feel it. Like it's in my mind. The lack of coffee in my hand. Um, you know, it weighs on me. So I do know. I don't want to equate coffee addiction with like serious addictions because like I don't think that that's a fair uh, comparison. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you guys though. Yeah, I know that you guys struggle. This drawing makes me feel like a hunter slowly adjusting the scope. Okay, all right. Peacocks are beautiful creatures, especially when they strut. Absolutely. What does a peacock taste like? I don't know. I don't know what happened to. So like I said, my grandmother, my granny used to raise these peacocks, but that was when I was a kid. So like I don't know whatever happened to them. My granny passed away a number of years back, and she didn't have them when she passed away. This was just when I was like a young kid. I don't even want to say a teenager. I don't think I was a teenager when she had them, but I don't know what happened to those peacocks. Like she wasn't raising them for food. She had some food, like you know she did raise some animals for food, like the chickens were for food and stuff. I know, like it's tough for people nowadays to have to like think about slaughtering your own chickens or what or your own goats and stuff like that. I wouldn't do it. I'm an animal lover. I don't think I could do that. I have seen videos of how people or how meat reaches your table and stuff like that, so I know what's involved. I don't think I could personally do that. That said, back in the day people did do that. So some of the animals she had were for food, the chickens especially, the goats. Um, but I'm pretty sure she did not eat the peacocks. Pretty sure. Granny eating the peacocks would be odd. I feel like that story would have filtered down to me. So I don't know. I don't know if she kept them. I don't know if she sold them. I don't know if they just died natural death. But I have never actually seen anybody else in the world ever raising peacocks. Like I just thought that was so interesting that my granny did that. I don't even know where she would get them. Like where does somebody get a peacock? So weird. Anyway, I always do this. I always like have. I always end up putting stuff down and then having to reach across um, the stuff because this is like pastel, right? So like if I put my hand over it, it would lift it up. So I have to kind of reach across. And this is something interesting. So like if like you're not into drawing, you should try this sometime just for fun. Uh, People don't normally hold their pencils like this, like you don't learn to write with their pencil like this and stuff. It's actually an interesting thing. So like, some people who watch this channel, they are into art and stuff. Like this would be a cool exercise for you. So like a lot of times people draw like this and stuff like that. It's so limiting. Like actually practice using your pencils in different ways. So like, where you have to reach across the paper, use it like a brush. Like all of these different ways of using your pencil and stuff like that, they become natural after a while. It's non-natural at first. It's kind of weird, but you get used to it. And you know, this is a good lesson because like anything that you can do to get out of your comfort zone when making marks, right? So like when you're doing like this, you might as well be writing, you know, get out of that comfort zone and use your tool as a tool and not as a writing device, essentially, is my advice to you. So learn to use it like a brush, and then when you do go to use a brush and stuff, you'll find it easier to like actually draw with your brush. So there is a difference between drawing with your brush and painting with your brush, um, and you start using your pencil like a brush, it'll be a lot easier for you to like draw with your brush, essentially, if that makes sense. What does a peacock taste like? Probably better than chicken. Probably exactly like chicken. I've eaten some weird things in my life, and they always thought it tastes like chicken. When I was a kid and my dad was in the military, he was stationed in Cuba for a while, and he worked at the veterinarian clinic at the Navy base there. And somebody ran over a boa constrictor, and they brought the boa constrictor in to the vet clinic, and they had to decide what to do with the boa constrictor. And long story short, we ended up having boa constrictor stew, and it tasted like chicken. Jeremy, are you drawing Rudolph? Absolutely, I'm drawing Rudolph. I'm drawing Rudolph, but it's in black and white, so you're not going to see the red. But yeah, the nose is absolutely red. I'm glad you guys are so patient with my drawings. Like sometimes these things do take a while, and I try to make it entertaining. I try to like make some of the conversations fun, and you guys are so much fun to hang out with. I super appreciate it. But also, I think like you know it's kind of cool that you guys hang out while I'm doing the drawing. I enjoy doing the drawings. I enjoy it so much. I would do it regardless of like whether you guys were watching or not. Um, but I appreciate that you guys actually hang out and enjoy it as well. Or you guys seem to enjoy it. Maybe you guys don't enjoy it. I shouldn't assume, but I do appreciate you guys hanging out with me because it does take a little while to develop. I do like using like a soft brush like this just to kind of blend that stuff. You know, this is basically chalk. It is a pastel, so it blends really easily like that. And what you end up with is like a really soft picture, soft underpaint a paint a picture with your details over it. It's it's a good combination. So you have your texture over it, but then under it you have these little soft areas of light or dark, depending on if you're doing charcoal. But yeah, you should definitely, in addition to your pencil, you should have brushes in your tool belt. And you use all the tools in different ways to create art. It's fun. It's awesome. I think I'm gonna ask Santa for some art supplies this year for Christmas. Trying to think what I like to do something different each year. So this year I introduced the coffee paintings, and I think that really went really well. Like if you look at my collection of coffee paintings, in fact, maybe that'll be one of my streams. Um, towards the end of the year, like kind of a recap. I didn't do that last year because again, I took that hiatus where I took off Christmas and New Year's and stuff. I kind of regret that because like it would have been nice to do like a year in review. Because I'm not doing anything during the holidays. Like I meet up with family and stuff like that, but I have like a lot of downtime. It's not like I play video games or anything like that to pass the time. So I think it'd be kind of cool to do like a review. Lorraine, how are you? How is everybody? I haven't talked to you guys for a little while. I am kind of curious. Everybody doing well? You guys looking forward to the holidays? Probably super busy. Probably like a combination of like you're looking forward to it and you're dreading it, right? I feel like that's the way these holidays go. Especially if you have like get-togethers and stuff to look forward to, and like you have to get gifts for people and all of that stuff. I don't know. Some of you guys, I can picture some of you guys probably plan in advance. I do not, and you probably have things squared away already. I still have some stuff I need to mail out to some of you guys. I need to get that in the mail this week. I've just been super busy, and then family member getting sick. It's just I don't know. It's just too much. But we'll we all make do, right? I don't like deer meat. It tastes it has a bad taste. I've had deer meat before. I mean they have a term gamey. It does taste gamey. Hey Coopard, how's it going? Thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. I just like playing with light. I just realized that, like, capping these little horns here with like a little bit of light. I just love how the moonlight captures or like reflects off of different things. I just I just like light. It's so much fun. It's so much more fun drawing with light than it is drawing with dark. It seems like dark goes faster, um, and it's more natural. It like comes to you easier. Like people tend to think of things in terms of shadow more so than light. But when you're doing like a white picture on black paper or like white pencil on black paper, you are absolutely drawing with light, and it's just I don't know, it just feels right. It just feels like, I don't know. It's like you're bending the light to your will and everything. It's so much more fun than shadows. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy drawing in shadows as well, but and like I said, that is predominantly what you do when you're an artist. You are about capturing shadows, and there's nothing wrong with that. Um, it's just don't neglect the light. That sounds more like poignant than it actually is, but don't seriously don't like seriously um, expand your artistic horizons. Try to create pictures only with light sometimes, and then try to create some pictures only with shadows sometimes as well. That's always fun as well. I love doing pictures with heavy shadows. I love doing pictures with like heavy light, just the contrast. Um, it is so nice. It's amazing how the white is making the deer pop. Thank you. Yeah, it is. I don't know if it really feels snowy to me. Like that was my intention, is to create something that's like a winter deer, but yeah, it's good enough. It's definitely like a moonlit deer. Maybe I can get some like little smoky effects in it later. There's two different types of deer, or sorry, there's different types of deer that have less gamey taste. I know what you mean, MJ. I don't eat a lot of deer. My dad used to go hunting all the time, and like I don't know if he went hunting so much or if he just like brought home deer that other people did hunting. Sometimes, like when you live out in the country, you end up accidentally hitting a deer, and then you get deer meat by accident. That happens, but yeah, I've had deer meat, and it's not actually that bad, but or I don't think it's that bad, but I like deer. Like deer are on the list of ones that I like, animals I wouldn't want to eat. Now, zombie apocalypse comes and you're in survival mode. I'll eat anything. I'll eat a porcupine. I don't care. But these guys are on the list of animals that I would not like to eat. If I ever had to actually, like I don't hunt. I have never been a hunter. Like if I ever had the desire to go hunting, it would be with a camera so I could take a picture of the animal instead of like actually killing the animal. But if I ever had to actually kill an animal, I think I would just go vegetarian. That's the way I would go. Just because I feel so bad for them. I really do. Um, I probably didn't feel that way as a kid or whatever, but I have seen so many of my own pets pass away that I just can't do it. I can't do it. Which is weird because I love everything else about the hobby. Like I love dressing in camouflage. I love sneaking up on things. You know, I love being out in nature. Everything else appeals about it, but just no, I wouldn't actually want to succeed in hunting an animal. Like I don't even fish, and no judgments by the way. Like I am not judging anybody for like whatever you guys are into. Um, you know, People go fishing and stuff like that. I'm not even sure if fish have like a nervous system where it would even matter. But I I can't bring myself to do it myself. I also don't like to squish bugs. I'm just a I'm just a wuss when it comes to anything like that. Like I'm pretty sure a bug does not have the nervous system where they feel pain or whatever, but I still don't even want to squish a bug. I'll do it. I've done it, but I don't enjoy it. Jeremy, how many pets have you lost? Oh, over the years, a lot of cats. Because like we've had a lot of cats. Dogs, fewer. But the dogs are so much of a companion that I feel them more. Like, and I'm not just talking about my dogs, my parents' dogs, friends, close friends, and stuff like that. Dogs that I've hung around with that aren't necessarily my own. Um, so I don't want to diminish the cats because, like, some of those cats have been my best friends. I had a cat named Ghost. He was so super chill. He was so cool. He would actually ride in the car with me, almost like a dog. That one was a tough one, and there's been one or two other ones like that, but the dogs are the worst. One in particular devastated me. Like, I'm not 100% sure I've known happiness to a complete extent since I lost that dog, and that dog passed away. I want to say it was 2011. So like since 2011, I can't say I've ever been 100% happy. That's how much that dog affected me. That dog was my best friend, you know. That was my dog Mocha, and she was just the best dog. She went with me everywhere. You know, this was I don't know. It seems like people have I don't know, like what they called companion dogs, support dogs. Yeah, people have support dogs where like they're allowed into stores and stuff like that now, but back then they didn't really have that. But if they had, I would have tried to get her like listed as a support dog just so that she could go with me everywhere. But she would go with me most places anyway, and we were just the best of friends. And you know, when she passed away, it was devastating because like she had this like breathing thing, and like you know, she just had really like a hard time breathing at the end and stuff. And you know, when I had to put her down, and just doing that, it's so tough. It is so tough as a not really even a dog owner. So like as a dog owner, you feel like you can objectify the dog and be like, well, I own that dog, it's my property, I can put it down, right? It's not like that. When the dog is your friend and you have to put the dog down, it is the worst. It's the worst thing that any person ever has to do. That's my view. Now it's also the best thing. She had breathing problems. She was not doing well. It would have been selfish and you know, mean and cruel to let her continue living in pain. Now, I know that these are controversial things and that like not everybody would agree with these things. I'm just expressing my point of view. So if you believe differently and stuff, that's on you guys. I'm just saying how I believe. Um, but yeah, it was so tough. It was tough to actually do that. And then when you actually take the dog to be put down, and she's just riding in the car. And she's enjoying, you know, the last moments of her life. She doesn't even know it's the last moments of her life. It's so terrible. That kind of stuff haunts me, you know, when I think about it. Um, so I try not to think about it, you know, until I'm talking to you guys, and I'm just like, yeah, let's talk about it. But no, I try not to think about it because it's so horrible. It's such a horrible experience. Um, Now it's different if the dog is like out of it or something like that. But she just had breathing problems. She was otherwise, you know, aware of things and all that stuff, and it was just terrible. But no, I don't think I've ever really truly recovered from that. Like, you know, my my two dogs I've got now, they're not that young anymore. Especially Guinness. Guinness is probably pushing where, you know, here in the next couple of years, might have to go through all of that again, and it sucks. It really sucks. But you know, the whole cliche of like it's better to love and lost than to never have loved it at all. All that stuff is true. It is better to have a dog, feel the joy of having a dog in your life. They're so cute. They're so much fun that to like not have a dog because you're afraid of what it's going to be like at the end. It's just it's one of those things where I feel like I'm more mature now. I feel like I can handle it a little bit better than when it actually happened. Like when it actually happened, it was devastating. But I feel like I've gotten through it a little bit better. So that if it ever happened to any of my other dogs, I think I would deal with it better. But it's still one of those things where you just kind of like shut it off. You know, you have to shut off part of your brain. And yeah, it's rough. It really is. So to answer the question, how many? I don't remember the exact count. It's definitely more cats than dogs because like I used to have up to like five cats. That's how many cats. I'm down to one now, but we've always had cats around the house. Um, you know, like litter boxes is like a way of life for me. Um, you know, managing. managing five cats in litter is that's a bit of a challenge, but um, I've never had more than two dogs. Like I'm a one dog person. I'm a person who likes to have a companion, one dog. Um, but I'm kind of glad that I have two dogs with these guys because these guys are like best friends. So like, they always hang out together. Bear, Bear is probably 7 years old, but she still looks at Guinness like a big brother. And like whenever she's scared, she runs to him and all that stuff. I think that's awesome. So I'm glad these guys come as a pair. Um, but no, usually I only have the one dog, and I'm a one dog kind of guy. I'm never a no dog kind of guy. Like I may say, well, if these guys ever pass away, I never want a dog again, and I may actually believe that, but it's not true. I will always have a dog. Um, just because I don't know, I just love dogs. Dogs are awesome, and cats are cool too. But I'm definitely a dog person. MJ says, Jeremy, I'm sorry you lost your favorite dog. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And I'm I realize everybody has these type of experiences. So for those of you out there in the world who watch this video and you have similar experiences, it is part of the human condition that we love so deeply, and then when the animals pass on, it hurts. It does. It sucks real bad. So if anybody else is out there struggling with that now or in the future or in the past and stuff like that, you have my sympathy because I know how it goes. That's why I like doing people's pet portraits. I feel like I will always do that no matter what else I draw, just because I know what it's like to experience the loss of a pet. It's rough, but we love them so much, right? Even when they're terrible, like these guys are terrible. They're terrible dogs. Yes, all dogs do go to heaven. I hope so. And most of my dogs have always like gotten along with other dogs and stuff like that. I like to think all the dogs, that I've lost over the years and stuff, that they're all like playing with each other. And it's also hard to count how many pets I've lost because I had I had really like close dog friends, when I was a kid too. So like I had a little Benji looking dog. Like you guys remember Benji from the 80s movies and stuff like that. I had a dog that looked just like Benji. Her name was Chrissy. She was a great pal. Um, a, a lot of my dogs that were friends were my parents' dogs actually. So like there's this little what was it, Corgi Jack Russell mix named Lucky. He was adorable. He was awesome. But I remember like even as super young, we had a dog named Ranger. Um, all of these dogs were just so cool. So I kind of hope they're all like hanging out together. I know that that's probably not like, I don't know. It's just fun to think about, you know. They make the joke about like, well, what happens if you pass away and like all your ex-wives or something are like pass away as well? Like are they like, are they all hanging out together in the afterlife? I don't know. But when it comes to dogs, it's a better thought, you know. You will have to go through it in the near future with your 15-year-old dog. Yeah, and that sucks. It really does. And Guinness is no spring chicken too. I don't know. I don't want to look up how old Guinness is, but I want to say he's about 13. Um, it is a cruel aspect of life that dogs do not live as long as humans. It's just it's such a dumb design flaw. It really is. It's ridiculous. And my heart goes out to everybody who has to deal with it. And it's an unfortunate fact of life that everybody will. It's just the way it goes. And my condolences to everybody who has to, which is everybody. It's a nice ear. I like that. Now, again, I did it again. I put all the detail in this ear, and now I have to reach over to do this other ear. So let's try to do that without screwing anything up. But actually, I appreciate you guys bringing up these questions because it is helpful to think to talk about. It's not like I go around talking about these things with people, you know, on a day-to-day basis. Mocha passed away. I want to say in 2011. It could have been like 2012, but I'm pretty sure it was 2011. Um, and I don't think I've talked about her in years. I've got pictures of her. I still remember her. Hopefully wherever she is, she's happy. But it's not like I get a chance to talk about her all that often. So I appreciate you guys being here and bringing up these things. It's kind of therapeutic. Name the channel after him, like going by it. Talk about Rum Dog. Yeah, I always looked at losing pets as training for losing a human loved one. Yeah, it kind of is. And I would say that like you would think that losing a human loved one would be worse, and I don't want to say it isn't, but in many ways, it's the same. And also for some people actually just get along better with pets than they do with humans, and there's no shame in that. Like if if you get along better with your pet than you do with humans, I don't think that that's bad. Like somebody might look at that as like, well, you really should actually, you know, enjoy human beings more. Maybe that's healthier or something like that. But I don't subscribe to that thought. I think that you can have an animal in your life and be just as happy. Um, maybe not for your whole life. Like I would hope that most people would find, love and friendship and, family and so on. But, there's nothing wrong with having a, a friendship with a dog or, you know, like your Saturday night, if you want to watch that with a girl or something like that, go for it. But also, if you want to watch a movie with a like a dog, that's cool. I tell you what, of the two, if you're on a date with a girl or you're hanging out with your dog watching a movie, sometimes the girl's gonna talk over the movie and stuff, and you might. I'm just saying, the dog might be a better movie companion. I'm joking, of course, like, but not really. Dogs don't talk back. That's what makes them great. As far as like good companions and stuff. Honestly, so like I like to I'm a problem solver. So like I do that, in my career as a software developer. I do that in art. I just do that in general. And a lot of times though, problem solving involves working it out, talking it out. Like actually verbalizing what the problem is and various different solutions and stuff like that. And sometimes, it is helpful to like run it by a colleague or somebody who's gone through that same problem who can maybe help you. But also, sometimes it just helps to talk to a dog. You know, you go for a walk with the dog and you just start talking about like, yeah, I got this like, I got this drawing that I'm doing and I can't figure out how to do something. And the dog's just like, the dog is like just sitting there like, just wagging its tongue and everything like that. But sometimes it helps just to talk the problem through with the dog. Dog doesn't talk back. Dog doesn't judge you. You know, whatever you did to screw up in life, like we all make mistakes. If you screwed up somewhere along the lines and you need to talk to somebody about it, talk to a dog because the dog isn't going to judge you. The dogs aren't not gonna be like, oh, you piece of shit, you're a terrible person and stuff. No, the dog's gonna be like, yeah, well, like that happens. I like this deer. I think it's looking pretty good. How are we doing on time? All right, we're doing great on time, guys. Once I get all the detail of the face done, which is basically this side here, we can move into like trying to do some effects, just to kind of like make it look cool. Because I do want it to kind of capture the idea of a winter deer, you know. I don't know how I can do that, but we'll try a couple of different things. Yeah, like this is a good portrait of Rudolph, to be honest. Like I'm gonna go with like this is Rudolph. This is like Rudolph's class picture before he goes out on the on his Christmas Eve job. So it is interesting drawing with light because like you are working on the negative spaces. So like if you were drawing this in charcoal, you would be filling in all these different areas with charcoal and leaving this as paper. It's the exact inverse, and it's so interesting to draw that way. It really is to be on the light side. You know, like I don't believe there's like anything like really mystical about it or anything like that, but it is kind of neat to think of it that way, that I am drawing the light versus the dark. And I do like these pictures, these pictures of white on black paper. I do like doing the pastel, by the way, as well. So like sometimes I do um colored pencils, and it comes out looking pretty cool. But these pastels are just as fun as well because you can do some things that you can't do so easily with the colored pencils. Mostly the soft blends and things like that. That would be a little bit more difficult. You can do it with colored pencils. It's just going to be a little bit more challenging. I appreciate that, Rome Dog. I think that it's awesome. The dog Rome Dog used to watch this show and perk up. Because my brother's dog does that as well. I drew my brother's dog one time, and he is aware of like when we're drawing dogs as well. I just think that's so cool. So Emmett, if you're out there, a shout out to Emmett who likes to watch the show sometimes. Emmett is that beautiful Australian Shepherd dog that I drew that one time, probably about a year ago. Get some fur going down through here. They have like beards essentially. But yeah, I'm starting to get into the holiday spirit. Not quite there yet. Like I still have all my shopping to do. I haven't done any shopping. I suck. Like you hear about these like guys that wait until the last minute. And you're like, how can they possibly wait until the last minute? It's not like Christmas is a surprise or anything like that. Well, that's me. I wait until the last minute. Um, thankfully, thankfully, in today's day and age, you can wait until the last minute. Like you can go shopping on Amazon, you know, a couple of days before Christmas and still pull it off. And things have just been so hectic this year that like I may actually have to buy things last minute. But I'm gonna make an effort maybe this weekend to like finish up my shopping, and you know, it's not like I buy for like a ton of people anyway. I can pull this off. But yeah, I've really been slacking. It's just been a weird year. Let's see, I'm gonna have like a little bit more light on this side. I like when you get away from the face, which is the most detailed area. You can start abstracting things a little bit and just kind of like get a little bit looser with things. So let's get some fur going down through here. Now over here, I want to put in not as much, but just a few lines because like this is kind of like too soft. I just want to put in a few little lines to kind of like backlit that fur, just so that it's not like smudged out. Cool. It's been a tough year for me. My mother passed away last Christmas morning. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lorraine. Yeah, that would make your things rough. Um, man, yeah, like a loved one passing away at Christmas. That must be terrible. I am so sorry to hear. Didn't remember that. Yeah, that could be rough. And I try to remember that, and like I encourage everybody to remember that. Everybody has different experiences and stuff like that. So like, you know, the TV tells us to be happy and joyful at this time of year, and that's what's expected of us and stuff. Not everybody has the same experience. It might be rough for people. There are people out there who do have loved ones that have passed away, and it's kind of hard to find the joy in the Christmas spirit. She was 94. Okay, very good mother. Nice. Man, the life experiences of somebody who was 94. So, like, if she passed away last year or so, um, let's see, that would have been 2023. Uh, let's run it off to 2024 just for the math. So, that would be, when would she have been born? I'm so terrible with this stuff. But that is a lot of life experience, is what I'm getting at. She, uh, she would have been, well, let's do the math. All right, so we have 94 and 2023 at 9. Yeah, she would have lived through World War II. She she had some life experience. That's what I think about with my granny. My granny was 83 years old when she passed away. And she passed away a few years back. So she was born in 1930, my granny. And I started thinking about all that history that she lived through. So, like in 1930, you had basically the Great Depression. Coming off of that, so she would have been 15 when World War II started. Uh, she would have been, so like in the 1950s, she would have been in her 20s. That's when all of my aunts and uncles and things like that would have been born. That's some life experience. That's amazing. So like when you say that your mother was 94, that's fascinating to me. Like 94 years of life. I loved it. Um, that was the whole thing with Forrest Fenn. Like Forrest Fenn being 80 years old. Like he was born in 1930, the same as my granny was born in 1930. All that life. Like all those experiences and stuff like that. It's amazing to me. And I don't even know your mother, but I'm sure she had like some amazing life experiences just because of the the time period that she lived through. That's like a lot of cultural change. That's a lot of history unfolding. That's that's a that's an amazing life. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's not cool that she passed away. It's cool that she lived that long. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not very good with words. Hopefully, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, I love older people. And talking to older people and hearing their stories and stuff like that. Some of the stories they tell are pretty colorful. I'm not gonna lie. Like older people, they lived in a different time period, and you know, it's interesting to hear their stories, but yeah, it's like I love hearing from those older generations that lived through things that we only read about in stories, in books and so on. All right, let's see if I can get some sort of I want to get some little smokiness here. See if I can get. Oops, I'm gonna use that brush. Yeah, that sounds like a life well lived. I don't know how much time I have on this earth, but if I can have some fun, if I can live some live through some experiences, kind of share some of my things I learned with others, it will be a life well lived, I think. I don't know. I haven't figured out how life works yet. Maybe one day I will. Maybe one day I won't. Maybe I'll just be as clueless as I am now when that day comes. I don't know. See if I can get some. I kind of want to get some powder effects, but not like so much easier when you're dealing with like the charcoal. But I kind of want this to kind of just be smoky down here. I don't want to go too smoky up top because I don't want to lose some of that detail. In fact, I need to get some of that detail back in down here, but I just like using the brush. You know, some of that smoke. Okay, let me get some of this detail back in. She lived an amazing life. She had 6 children, strong person. That's cool. Yeah, that's the other thing about that generation. They had more children. Well, I'd say that generation, but my brother, he's actually had 8 children, so it's not just that generation. But yeah, absolutely back then. Uh, my granny grandmother on my dad's side, um, she had 7 children. So just bigger families back then. You don't see that so much these days, or at least you hope not to. Like my older brother, like I like to pick on him, so hopefully he's watching this show so that I can pick on him directly. But he's had he's had 8 children. No, sorry, 9 children, from like 3 different women over the years. He's been married like 3 times. He's like Ross from Friends. He's been married 3 times. I just love to pick on him. He's got a long-term girlfriend now, which they've been together for several years. They practically should be married, but he doesn't want to get married just because he's been married so many times before. Um, but yeah, he's got 9 children. He just had one, and he's older than me, right? So like he's in his 50s, and he just had a child with another girl, and so she's going to be like, I don't, like when she's in college, he's going to be like in his 70s. But he's got the best children. I mean, his children are so great. Like, uh, they are almost most of them are adults now. Some of them live in Sweden because one of his ex-wives moved to Sweden, and it's really kind of cool. They've grown up to be these amazing people. Um, I'm proud to know them, like as their uncle. But yeah, I like to pick on them just because there's so many. There's so many of them, and he knows he knows he deserves that ridicule. Plus, I like talking about people on this channel just to make sure that they watch, so that they like like sometimes they might tune in just to make sure that I'm not talking shit about them. It's fun. You'd have to be a millionaire to raise 8 kids. Yes. So like if you did the math, like I mean, you don't have to be a millionaire. You can like not raise them properly. But yeah, if you wanted to do all the things, like you wanted to send them to college, you wanted to like buy them a phone when they're a teenager, you wanted to get them a car. Not You're not obligated to do these things. Like my parents didn't buy me a car when I was a kid, or like when I was of driving age. Um, I got a couple of hand-me-downs over the years and stuff like that, but they didn't buy me a car. You're not entitled to a phone. You're not entitled to I mean you're entitled to things like healthcare. That's fair. But like and you should probably have some clothes on your back, but some of these things you're not entitled to, but if you wanted to be a good parent, and you wanted to send your kids off to college, you want to pay for all that stuff. Yeah, yeah, you're talking millions. I mean, it is expensive to raise children nowadays. And most parents do. Most parents try to do right by their kids. I think. I don't know how, but I really want to get some. And I think this might be the last effect, but I really want to try to get some. So I got all of this ground up white powder. I want to kind of like, yeah, there we go. I wanted to get some snow in here because this is really supposed to be like a snow deer. So I just want to get this powder in here. Now I would use fixant to like fix this to the picture in the end. Otherwise, like if I blue on this, that would all like go away. So I want to be very careful here, but I do want to kind of get like some sprinkles in here, just to kind of like get that little cool snow little effect. Because it's not just a deer; it's Christmas deer. Dogs are definitely cheaper than children. That's true, but then not that by that much. Like um, I mentioned my cat had some issues a while back, or like just a couple of weeks ago, actually. It cost me like $500 just to take him to the vet. It was nuts. So like, and $500 isn't that expensive when it comes to vet bills. Oh, let me kind of clear that one off. So let's see if I can kind of lift some of that up. I don't want that to be like so clumped up. Just kind of lift that up. Let me try that again because I didn't want that to be so clumpy. Get kind of some of that snow back in there. There we go. Probably looked a little bit better before, but it is what it is. I didn't want to leave that clump there. Um, I'm gonna move this around a little bit just to. Could probably put like a moon in here as well, but I'm not gonna go that crazy with it. I think we're probably about done here. I think this looks pretty cool. Get like a little bit of a. There you go. So what I would do normally is I would spray this down with fixant so all of that stuff gets locked in. Yeah, that's a great question, Lorraine. How does the powder stay? So if I just left it like this, again, if I blew on it, it would have some trouble. So what I would do, and I'm not gonna do it now because I need to like open the windows and stuff like that, or like safely take this to like the garage or outside. But you have this stuff here called fixative. This fixative will lock that stuff into the paper. So it's almost like a clear adhesive, like not adhesive, but a clear sealant that goes over it. Um, so yeah, absolutely, you could preserve that effect of the snow. And again, the way you do it is it's just basically sandpaper. So you sandpaper down. So here's actually how all that works, right? So like I've got this pencil here, this pastel pencil, and it's kind of got like a sharp point on it. But say I wanted it to be really sharp, you know, I just sharpen my pencil here on the sandpaper. So I get a sharpened pencil out of it, but then I also get all this little powder that I can use, in other ways. So that's just a little tip for people who like to work with pastels. So again, this is a little bit different than working with, hey, Edie, how's it going? Uh, I'm sure in New York City is beautiful right now with the Christmas decorations around. That I am so envious of that. Um, MJ says, "You're a great artist." Thank you, MJ. I appreciate that. I don't feel that way, but I appreciate the that feedback. But yeah, so this powder stuff, absolutely, you can put it down, and like if I sneezed on it, all of it would get brushed away. So, but you can use that fixative to lock it into the picture, and then some of it may diminish with the fixative because like just the way it works. Um, but if you're careful, you can get this locked into the paper so that you can use that. And then maybe like some of it does disappear. You can always come back and do some touch ups. So you can use like the pastel in addition with other mediums. So like once you have the fixative locked in, locking all this stuff in, you can come back over it with like a colored pencil, which is more wax based. You can come back over it with like a gel pen, just for like some highlights and stuff like that. Um, you can use these different mediums together. Um, but I like doing the pastel just because like you can get that kind of like smudge effect. You can get the powder effect. It's a lot of fun. So, you know, it looking at that, it looks like confectionery sugar. So like I kind of want to do this like on a cake sometime or something like that. That'd be kind of cool. All right. Oh, it's raining there. Oh, that sucks. Yeah. Um, so you live in like New York City, man. That is on my bucket list, especially with like the New Year coming up. Is on my bucket list to go to Times Square for like New Year's. That would be awesome. Just once, like I don't think I'd enjoy it where I'd have to go back every year, but just once I would like to be there. That just looks like such a great party. That and Mardi Gras are the two parties I would love to go to. That you know, I just get older every year and stuff, and I don't know if I'm going to do it, but it's definitely on my bucket list. Rum Dog says, "I save powder like a crackhead." Yeah. Um, Honestly, like if you're going to be sharpening your pencils anyway, if you're working with pastel pencils, save all that powder because you can use it for like cool effects like this and stuff. Um, which you know, I'm not 100% happy with how this like laid out, but it does kind of give it that snow effect that I was looking for. In fact, let me grab a little bit more for this side up here. I think that would look cool. Famous last words, like you go to mess with something that looks good and you end up screwing it up. But just sprinkle a little bit more snow up there in the sky. Um, I think this would look good with like a moon in it, but I'm not going to bother with it. Like a little bit here. Yeah, I think that looks cool. All right. So I think I'm probably going to call this done because I don't want to overwork it, and I think it looks pretty good. Hopefully you guys think so as well. Um, but yeah, mostly I just wanted to work on something to kind of get myself into the holiday spirit, which I'm starting to feel. I'm starting to feel that holiday spirit. Um, Not 100% there yet, but we'll get there. Um, yeah. So you get up at 3 a.m. and add the moon. See, kid's been around a while. She knows how I work. Yeah. Sometimes it just like sticks into your brain and just kind of like just sits there until you're like, I'm just going to draw a moon. So yeah, absolutely, kid. I might get up at 3 in the morning and draw a moon and then call it done. That would be hilarious if I did that. But yeah, what I would want is like a decent sized moon, but I would also want to layer it so that it's behind the antlers and kind of it fills in and looks pretty realistic. So it would have like some of the features of the moon. I would try to get some of that accurate, but yeah. But we're gonna settle on the snow deer for now. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Again, I am so sorry about last week. Life happens. Caring for a sick loved one. It's more important than what we do here. Not to diminish what we do here. I think this is equally important, but I had to take the time off. That said, I'm going to make up for it. Last year, I took a hiatus for Christmas where I took about 2 weeks off. I'm not going to do that this year, so you guys got to deal with me the entire Christmas season. Um, Somewhere in there, we're going to do like a recap of the year, maybe show off some of our my favorite work that I did this year, and we'll have a Christmas party. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think Christmas is on a Wednesday this year, so maybe we'll do like a Christmas Eve party. Hey, if you're busy with family, great. If you're not, you can tune in for that. But I will be back on Thursday this week, and I am going to drag my dad in here next week sometime, and we'll do like a drawing with him. So he doesn't know that yet, so it'll be a fun surprise to get him like, hey, guess what? You're going to be drawing a picture. Um, but yeah, I think that'll be fun. So I appreciate. I forget who suggested. I think it was Kid. I appreciate the suggestion. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think he'll get a kick out of it too because he likes you guys as well. So um, I think that'd be a lot of fun. But anyway, I'm gonna put the pencil down and I'm going to let's see. Show us the Stag after. Yeah. See now I have to add the moon. Okay. All right. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on a Tuesday night. Um, let's see. And I appreciate you guys' patience with not being on last week. And I will be back on Thursday, promise. Unless something happens, we'll see. But I will see you guys then. Bear says hi. All right. See you guys. Bye. Have a good one. Thank you.